Welcome back to the ALGS Rundown. Year 6 of the ALGS is quickly approaching, with Split 1 of Pro League kicking off on April 4th and April 5th, beginning our long march to the Split 1 playoffs at EWC later this year. But before we jump into all the action, let's break down some of the highlights of roster Mania, the pathway to LAN, and a major change to the ALGS rulebook. Over the last month, thousands of teams from around the world have competed in the ALGS Online Open for a chance to qualify into Split 1 Pro League. But across our top teams, major moves were abundant. So let's begin with the Americas. First up, off the back of a disappointing champs finish, Team Liquid, featuring Zero and Sykes, parted ways with Funk and Winnie. To bolster the team, they have brought in one of Year 5's rising stars, Panic, who initially showed off his elite fragging capabilities in New Orleans at the ALGS Open, and continued to impress throughout the year, making back-to-back finals with TSM at the mid-season playoffs and champs in Sapporo. Alongside him, Capreme, formerly a Virtus Pro, joins as the coach, who also made back-to-back finals at the most recent LAN tournaments. Next up is ROC Esports, who really made a name for themselves last year at the mid-season playoffs. Unfortunately, they would not be able to repeat that same success at the Year 5 championship. Because of this, Deeds and coach Psycho ended up leaving the team, joining in their place a former Team Liquid coach Winnie and another rising star from last year's ALGS Open, Circe. Similar to Panic, showed off his impressive fragging ability. On Rock, he'll be playing alongside Sorcerer and Vaxlon. Having IGL experience could be extremely valuable to better understand the way Sorcerer prefers to call the game. Next, we move over to EMEA, where one of the biggest roster changes in ALGS history has taken place, as Effect, longtime fragger for Alliance, has split with the team. For Effect's new team, he joins the Year 4 champion IGL Hyarka on Aurora, and for their third, one of the most storied CIS players in Apex's history, Oirain. Oirain's known for his incredible mechanics and chaotic gameplay. Now he has the best fragger in EMEA history alongside him to wreak havoc across the league. Hyarka will have his hands full guiding this team, but with the firepower Aurora now has, they will be a force to reckon with. For Alliance, to replace Effect, in steps Aku, who made his come up last year on Mouse and Gaming Gladiators. As the newest EMEA fragger to show elite potential, Aku will have massive shoes to fill, but with one of the most flexible players in the world, Unlucky, right next to him, and the leadership of Hackis, it's only a matter of time until he puts the world on notice. Over in APAC South, we have another pair of veterans joining forces once again. Strafing Flame and Pricey have reunited under the banner RRQ, with Strafing Flame set to IGL as the anchor. In the front lines joining Pricey, we have the young gun Metro, who got his first LAN experience in Sapporo just a few months ago. Strafing and Pricey nearly found ALGS glory at the Open, placing 3rd overall. Since then, Strafing has taken a step back to play the anchor role. Can this role swap and the addition of Metro finally push them over the edge? We'll have to find out. Now in APAC North, a historical change took place. After 3.5 years, Yuka F has left Fnatic. This was the 5th longest tenure with a single organization in ALGS Pro League history. Now he has built a new roster, backed by Zeta Division, one of the top Japanese orgs who have re-entered the ALGS with Yuka F to create the next big team in APAC North. Yuka F reunites with former teammate Suzuki. Alongside them is Mike, who had made a name for himself this past year with a 1st place finish in Pro League during Split 1. The only accomplishment Yuka's resume lacks at this point is a LAN victory. Can one of the most storied players in the history of the game finally accomplish the goal he has chased for so long? After a year with Fnatic, Libel Ace now finds himself fully established within the APAC North pro scene. Once viewed as an MNK prodigy, he is now a full-fledged veteran and ready to join one of the region's most accomplished IGLs, Leica. Their third will be controller player Momon, who has competed since 2020 and has been on multiple LAN rosters such as Riddle Order, Reignite, and Fennel, but is yet to break through to a finals. This Grow Gaming roster is absolutely one to keep an eye on as an APAC North dark horse. Many expected this roster to run it back after placing 3rd and nearly taking home the ALGS championship, but to the surprise of many, long-term player Illy posted that he was looking for a new team, and the rumblings of something big happening were coming out. Obli, the man who dethroned the dynasties in Los Angeles, delivered APAC North its only LAN trophy and became the first team besides TSM and Dark Zero to win, has returned. Joining his former teammate Juicena, he looks to rekindle that chemistry alongside the young gun Synap up front. Alongside Obli, E36's veteran aimbot is back as well, slotting in as the backup to assist the team, but if needed, can absolutely step into sub. If Obley can recapture the form that led him to be the first IGL in the region to win, the team will be a massive threat to not only take Pro League, but lift the Split 1 playoffs trophy. Now, all of that roster mania is fun, but one of the most exciting parts about Year 6 is the new introduction of the roster transfer window rule. Before the Pro League even begins, rosters have to be finalized and locked. These rosters remain locked until after match day 6 of the Pro League has concluded. Then, a 3-day transfer window will open, where teams are permitted to make changes. This change should bring more stability throughout the ALGS, and see few roster moves during the split. Now to wrap up, let's discuss what our teams are competing for. This Pro League will have each squad playing 6 series in a triple round-robin format across 9 match days in the split. Following this, the top 20 teams overall will have earned their spot in the regional finals. The regional finals will utilize the match point format, and it functions as a 7th match day, earning teams points towards the overall Pro League standings, but with a twist. The winning team, regardless of their final Pro League placement, will automatically qualify for the Split 1 playoffs at EWC. For the Split 1 playoffs at EWC, Americas will have 13 allocated slots, while APAC North, APAC South, and EMEA will each have 9. VK Gaming has automatically qualified for the Split 1 playoffs at EWC as the mid-season playoffs champions last year, and will look to defend their title. Each of these 40 teams will head to Riyadh to compete once again for ALGS glory, and write their names in the history books forever. Finally, at the conclusion of the Split 1 Pro League, the bottom 8 teams will be relegated to the Pro League qualifiers, where they must defend their position against the top performing Challenger Circuit teams from Split 1 to earn their place back into the Split 2 Pro League. You should also head over to algs.ea.com for the full Pro League schedule, standing, stats, and even more. And well, I'm Jumba. That's a wrap for this ALGS rundown. Make sure to catch all the Pro League action at Play Apex on Twitch or Play Apex Esports on YouTube.